Oh, brother, oh, brother, oh, brother. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Happy Wednesday, September to the 24th. Happy hump day. And it looks like the markets are popping back a little bit. Not the craziest gain overnight, but we are slightly in the green. So that's something we could all rejoice in. Obviously, yesterday, the market not too stoked about the fact that we had a situation where Jerome Powell, the chairman of the Fed yesterday, said that equities were basically trading at a sky-high value. And the market's like, oh, seriously? And then we just kind of puked all day. But as of now, and I'm saying this with a giant asterisk, a giant caveat, that it seems as if it was a one-day affair. A lot of zero DTE, call selling, put buying, delta dropping like crazy. We ran into positive gamma, found a bit of support, and now it seems like we're creating a foundation off of that. But I do want to remind you, we are in positive gamma. This isn't the craziest thing we're seeing. And in reality, the fact that the market's coming up and on a relative basis, we're seeing vol die off a little bit, it does put me in the mode of, okay, kind of back to that zombie climb, that slow grind to the upside with respect to the overall market. So that's kind of how I'm generically seeing things this morning. I hope you're having a good one. Of course, we have a lot of other things to get into. Yes, we're going to get into the nitty-gritty detail of the stats, facts, and figures of everything you care about, of course. But before we do that, I also want to kind of cover some of the larger things before we really drill down, just because we already started talking about it a little bit. I do want to chit chat about, I suppose, some of the craziness related to the world of, I guess, Jimmy Kimmel. He was gone, now he's back, and what that means. And simultaneously, when that all happened, we got a report from YouTube yesterday that they were pressured by the Biden administration to just terminate some of the accounts. And they're basically saying, oh yeah, super sorry about that. We didn't realize that would be like a severely bad look and negatively impact many lives to just arbitrarily silence people. So a little bit of an important stuff there, especially because I know some of you right now in real time are watching on YouTube. So I want to get into that. I also want to then talk a little bit about some overall market stuff. We're going to dive, like I said, stats, facts, and figures. We have some breaking news related to Micron and their earnings yesterday. We have some breaking news related to Alibaba and some AI stuff. BABA, BA. Alibaba's ticker is up sky high this morning. Feel free to check that out. So that's kind of the, I guess, overall scheme of the day. I hope that sounds good to you. I hope you had a great day yesterday. I hope you made a bunch of money. I hope you had a great night, and I hope you're ready for another fun day in the world's largest casino with basically the Goonie Gang. So hope you're having a good one. Hello. Good morning. And on that note, let's get rocking. S&P 500 futures rebound slightly after Micron restores some confidence in the tech trade. So like I said, Micron, ticker symbol MU. Actually down a little bit pre-market right now. Yesterday it was looking pretty good, but overall we got their earnings yesterday, and I'll be diving into that. Now, before we get into the Kimmel news, I do want to show you where we're at. Pre-market SPY showing a little bit of strength. The Qs showing a little bit of strength. Alibaba up right now 8.5%, while Micron is down 0.5. So I would say as of like in a very short time frame right now, these are probably the two most talked about stocks between last night and this morning. So as you're listening to me drone on about what's going on in the world and the issues with our overall situation, feel free to check those charts out. So big somewhat political news, and it does in a weird way tie back to our community here. Kimmel makes emotional return to ABC with Trump barbs, comments on the Kirk controversy. So if you guys missed it, if you're living under a rock, you know last week Jimmy Kimmel was kicked off indefinitely, making some remarks about the whole Charlie Kirk situation that was just measurably inaccurate. And then from there, it kind of got a little bit deeper because everyone's like, yo, is Trump using the FCC to pressure the owner of really the high, like skip level owner, Nexstar? And they're saying, hey, we're not going to let the merger go through and all that stuff. But anyway, Jimmy Kimmel returns after ABC suspension. Never my intention to make light of Charlie Kirk's murder. Well, it's kind of weird because he's saying, I never wanted to make light of it, but it's also not good that our president can't take a joke. So he's kind of straddling two lines that really don't make the most sense. But anyway, you don't have to take it from me. You can hear it from him himself.
I've been hearing a lot about what I need to say and do tonight. And the truth is, I don't think what I have to say is going
to... Oops. Shit. No. Stop. Stop that.
I've been hearing a lot about what I need to say and do tonight. And the truth is, I don't think what I have to say is going to make much of a difference. If you like me, you like me. If you don't, you don't. I have no illusions about changing anyone's mind. But I do want to make something clear because it's important to me as a human, and that is you understand that it was never my intention to make light of the murder of a young man. This show is not important. What is important is that we get to live in a country that allows us to have a show like this. The President of the United States made it very clear he wants to see me and the hundreds of people who work here fired from our jobs. Our leader celebrates Americans losing their livelihoods because he can't take a joke.
little confusing to me because on one hand, I'm not trying to make light of it. I wasn't trying to make a joke, but then also blaming the president simultaneously for not being able to take a joke. I don't get it because on one side, you're saying you're not joking, but on the other side, you're saying it's not good that the president can't take a joke. So were you joking or were you not? Anyway, as I've already let you guys know, I'm very torn on this overall issue because it's like a free speech, but then there's also potentially political power, and I'm always going to be a supporter of free speech. But then when the politics get involved and there is pressure from a overall government organization, I don't really like the vibes of that. But let me remind you, this isn't just cutting one way. It's not like Trump is the first person to maybe get into these murky waters. And we've actually seen other people who Jimmy Kimmel is a big enough name that he's able to get his show back. But remember, this has happened before. And actually, one of the people that it's hit before is President Trump. He was kicked off of Twitter. So simultaneously, if you hold the belief that it is not appropriate, like you have to kind of, to be logically consistent, you have to think that it's kind of mess up on both ends, or you have to think it's acceptable on both ends. And I'm kind of, I suppose, as I think about it more and more, it's really just coming back to my mind that you can't be stoked that Kimmel's kicked off and then not Trump, or you can't be stoked about Trump but then not Kimmel. For me, it seems just kind of messed up across the board. And now, in light of this news, it's actually getting even worse. YouTube to allow creators banned for Rona 19 election misinformation to apply for reinstatement. This is a very interesting title from Zach here, because another way to say it is YouTube allows creators who were banned because of pressure from the Biden administration to come back. Because remember, there was a lot of people who were spot on about these two things, and now that they're saying that it's misinformation, that's their guys for doing it. It wasn't misinformation. I want to be very clear. Some people did get kicked off for misinformation. I'm saying it's not like it doesn't exist, but I'm saying there are people who are actually spot on. There are people today who are allowed to reapply for, they're allowed to apply for reinstatement, when back in the day in 2020, they're like, hey, just so you guys know, the coronavirus is so advanced that there's no way it came from a wet market and a person eating like bat soup. That just doesn't make sense. There were medical doctors, there were virologists, experts who are saying, hey, just so you know, the story we're being sold is actually inaccurate, and it probably makes a little bit more sense that there's an advanced lab in Wuhan and maybe there was like some sort of breakout or something. Those people lost their channels. I don't exclusively know if it was 100% their livelihoods, but they lost their ability to participate in the public sphere because of pressure. So even now, they're allowed to apply for reinstatement, even though it was called misinformation, even though they were correct. Do you know how frustrating that has to be for that person, being like, hang on, I said the truth the entire time. It wasn't information. In fact, I'm now proving to be right about the entire thing. And now years later, we're at the end of 2025, and they're basically saying, sorry about that. We're going to let you apply, and we're going to see how much we do or don't like you. And they're not the only ones. We know from Zuckerberg at Meta, aka Facebook and Instagram, they were pressured by the administration. So my point in doing this is, it's not like one side is exclusively culpable. We're getting more and more evidence that people, especially administrations, they are using their power to pressure other businesses, especially within the private sector, of what can be said and what can't be said. And I guess the best way for me to really wrap all of this particular point up is I just find it incredibly disheartening in the one country that we truly spend on this concept of free speech. We elect people, and there are people within positions of power who day in and day out are seemingly trying to move that goalpost of like what's acceptable, what's not acceptable. And it just does not seem like a good trajectory, because remember, the pendulum comes back and forth. So if you're stoked that it's happening to your perceived opposition, or when you get mad that it's happening to you, remember the pendulum comes back and forth. And literally the past two administrations have shown that when the other side gets in power, guess who ends up getting quieted? And they get quieted very, very quickly. So overall, I hope that maybe cooler heads can prevail and we can obviously stop this type of BS. But an incredibly bad look for Meta, an incredibly bad look for YouTube, an incredibly bad look for the state of politics in general, if you ask me. Slight pivot here. Big news yesterday. If you watched the stream in the morning, you know that most of the stream was consumed by Trump's speech to the UN, where quite a bit he was talking about how the escalator wasn't working. He was talking about how the teleprompter wasn't working. And in between those low-level jabs, he had high-level jabs where basically he was telling many other countries, especially in Europe, that the leaders of the company are sitting by the wayside as their countries are effectively burning down and turning into shitholes, and talked a lot of shit. And he basically said, hey, I fix a lot. You guys didn't help at all. It was actually a pretty wild speech, but very, very, very much telling the UN his thoughts and opinions on basically how worthless they are.
I didn't think of it at the time because I was too busy working to save millions of lives. That is the saving and stopping of these wars. But later I realized that the United Nations wasn't there for us. They weren't there. I thought of it really after the fact, not during these negotiations, which were not easy. That being the case, what is the purpose of the United Nations? The UN has such tremendous potential. I've always said it. It has such tremendous, tremendous potential, but it's not even coming close to living up to that potential. For the most part, at least for now, all they seem to do is write a really strongly worded letter and then never follow that letter up. It's empty words, and empty words don't solve war. The only thing that solves war and wars is action. Now, after ending all of these wars and also earlier negotiating the Abraham Accords, which is a very big thing for which our country received no credit, never receives credit. Everyone says that I should get the Nobel Peace Prize for each one of these achievements. But for me, the real prize will be the sons and daughters who live to grow up with the mothers and fathers, because millions of people are no longer being killed in endless and unglorious wars.
You got a little bit of a bit there of what was going on. And from there, actually following the speech, more information came out, specifically from Trump. Defense stocks rally as Trump, in a major shift, says Ukraine can win back territory from Russia. So this is most recently getting updated this morning. There were murmurs of it yesterday night. So pay attention to this. If you're looking at Lockheed Martin, Boeing, Palantir, defense stocks, a little bit of a shift in the paradigm of Ukraine, Russia, something to pay attention to today. Trump cancels meeting with top Democrats as government shutdown looms. I feel like it's been a while, couple months since we've had to talk about the potentiality of a government shutdown, but it looks like we are there once again. So hopefully, fingers crossed, it doesn't come to this, but I just wanted to put it on your radar. So in case it does come to fruition, you're not caught off off guard. I don't want you guys to be surprised that maybe we're going to have another government shutdown, but we don't have to spend too much time on it because we do have a bit of time. With respect to today, Wednesday, September the 24th, aka Hump Day, the last trading Wednesday, I believe, in the month of September. Nothing really scheduled today. New home sales at 10 a.m. We got some mortgage numbers early this morning. Not so good. Stocks such as Open, remember that pump and dump? It's probably getting closer to the dump phase from the pump phase. Remember, I've always said it is not an investment. Quality trade to the upside, quality trade to the downside. I'm only referring to it as quality because it has big range, big volatility, which means you can make a big return if you're playing with your risk properly, as in not taking on that much risk, not taking on that much leverage. But if you look at it, it's starting to break down. And the fact that the mortgage numbers are horrible, we'll check out the home stuff. It's probably not going to be good for it. But you should know later this week, as in tomorrow and Friday, we got some good stuff coming down the pipeline. Durable good orders and GDP tomorrow, and the PCE, the personal consumption expenditure, coming out Friday morning. Now, with respect to individual equities, we heard from Micron last night, and I do want to let you know Costco will be reporting their earnings after the market closes tomorrow. But circling back to Micron beats on earnings as company sales raised 46% on the AI boom. That is crazy. 40 freaking 6%. That's very, very, very impressive. Anyway, Micron at first reacted pretty well. Now we're slightly red, but overall, this did add a little bit of a pep into the step back into the semiconductor world, especially after they kind of got beat up yesterday. But the one that's high flying is Alibaba. If you haven't seen it this morning, it's currently up 7.8%. Alibaba shares soar after hiking AI budget past $50 billion. Alibaba shares jumped 9% in U.S. pre-market after the CEO unveils plans to boost AI spending. So just another player leaning into the current world of AI. Is it a bubble? Maybe, but all I can tell you right now is not really showing many signs of slowing down.
Physical AI, Tom. I mean, are we literally talking robots here?
We are essentially using and talking about robotics, and that's certainly what Alibaba is focusing in on when it comes to this partnership with Nvidia that they have now confirmed. This is focused on the cloud part of Alibaba's business, which has been a significant revenue driver, but it was really a forward-looking, future-looking prospect as they look to integrate some of Nvidia's software into that cloud proposition and try to connect up some of these hardware devices, notably robotics. But you also had, of course, the CEO of Alibaba talking about their investment on AI infrastructure and data centers, and of course it aligns with all that spending that we've been hearing about in recent days. And just for many, certainly the bulls will confirm that that demand picture remains, and certainly the capex and the spend on infrastructure and data centers is very far from over. The CEO of Alibaba saying they are going to be spending more than their original $50 billion in terms of plans around data centers and infrastructure on AI. They're going to outstrip that number, and actually projects, the CEO of Alibaba, potentially $4 trillion of money being spent on data centers and infrastructure globally over the next 5 years, and Alibaba clearly positioning itself to be a big part of that story.
I have to check, but I think that's actually bigger than the entire market cap of Nvidia the last I looked, which is fascinating. But it is interesting, right? Because there was this awkwardness between Nvidia specifically, the US company, and China. So is this changing the relationship between the two?
Well, it's a reminder, isn't it, that Nvidia is not just the maker of GPUs, it's not just the maker of the AI accelerators, but of course it has that very sophisticated and deep software stack as well. And it's the software part of the business, or the unit at least, and the product that they are now partnering with Alibaba on. We'll see if there's any response, of course, from the US or China on that front. It is intriguing, to your point, because we've had, of course, Chinese authorities trying to pressure companies like Alibaba and Tencent from not using Nvidia's chips. But this is not the chips, this is the software, so maybe they are comfortable with that for now. And it's a reminder as well that Alibaba is very much at the forefront, at the cutting edge when it comes to China's AI innovation, with a rapid turnaround and update of their own models.
It very much is. Alibaba is, in a certain way, the stock that is back from the dead. I remember tracking this for the past couple of years, and if you look at the weekly, what a wild ride it's been. So from basically 2015, 2016 to about the end of 2020, this was the stock that could do no wrong. And then it started to just get completely destroyed up until about 2022, 2 years of just getting absolutely annihilated, kind of doing nothing, and now it's attempting to get back to its fighting class. So interesting to see how this plays out. And of course, throughout the day, we could check in on its intraday action and whatnot. But I just wanted to show you a little bit of a holistic picture. Now, with all of the general headlines out of the way, let me kind of give you guys a recap of yesterday's price action and setup so you have a better idea of today. Basically, we started off flat. We hit a new all-time high. I know it doesn't feel like it, but yes, the S&P 500 did hit a new all-time high yesterday. And then basically midday around 12:30, we started to puke, especially in the tech sector. So the first major glaring question is, what happened midday? Is there something correlated with this price off? And the answer to that is yes, very much so. Fed Chief Powell says stock prices appear fairly highly valued. He said that midday yesterday, and exactly where we sold off was midday yesterday. We also saw it not just in price action, but also in the world of options. The Mag 7 sold off, profit taking at the start of the day. Midday, right when he said it, more profit taking. Options got completely beat up. Same thing in the SPY here. We were flat. We hit that all-time high. Then we took a bit of a hit. We were maybe about to get this swing back to the upside. And then guess what? Same thing, 1250, absolutely slaughtered. So not only did we see that in price, but we saw it also in the world of options. Then where did we end up bottoming out? Well, surprise, surprise, we ended up bottoming out right where there was a bunch of positive gamma, which kind of really more so sets me up for today, where you can see we have quite a bit of positive gamma between 6660 and 6685. So watch those bounds out of the gate. A little bit of negative gamma up here at 6690, a little bit of interesting plays at 6700. So watch this zone for potential upside target if you're feeling a bit bullish. And then on the flip side, if we break this support, well, you have a little bit at 6640, but really the play is closer to 6620, 6615. So we're opening up right in the middle of positive gamma. Remember, positive gamma is not bullish or bearish. It is simply just mean reverting, as in it's kind of like a black hole. Like the gravity keeps us there, whether you go up or you go down. So if we can break it, well, okay, we have some targets roughly at a new all-time high. And then if we break down, in reality, we don't have that far to fall today. If I scroll out, you can see the overall structure. We still are overall in quite a bit of positive gamma. There's negative gamma all the way up here, negative gamma all the way down here. But overall, if you were to define the structure, you'd say, yeah, we're pretty much smack dab in the middle of it. I do want to bring up a little bit of information here. You can see relative to yesterday that IV is getting hit. That should bode well for the bulls. So out of the gate, my bias as of right now is a bit more bullish. I'm looking at the IV crush and also a little bit of elevated price action right here going into market open. So that makes me feel a little bit better. But overall, the momentum is kind of nothing. It's neutral to bullish, neutral to bullish, neutral to bullish, neutral to bullish. So that's pretty much what we have going on. I should probably be marking out some of these pre-market highs and lows just so we know if we're getting any interesting breakouts or breakdowns. So let me quickly get these all dialed up for you folks. Actually, the pre-market high is what we just hit, so that's not bad. All right, let's have some of these reversals. We don't want to be missing anything big, of course. All right. I think we are looking pretty good. The other thing that I just want to share with you are my key levels of the day. As I always do, I mark these out for you. The green, the red, and the white are the previous high, low, and close. Key technical levels, key psychological levels. The white box is the transition zone based on the 0 DTE, gamma, and delta. Choppy within, bullish above, bearish below. And then the yellow horizontal lines are the key open interest levels, i.e. where we see big players having big positions. So it wouldn't be the craziest thing to see some form of a reaction there. So feel free to screenshot this. Feel free to use them. Feel free to not use them. I'm just letting you know my bull case is up here. My bear case is down there. And within this, it's kind of my neutral case. Like I said, if you want to use it, have at it. If you don't want to use it, that's also that's cool. I'm not your mom. I'm not in control of your money. You can do whatever you would like. Before that bell goes dingity ding ding ding, don't forget to sign up for the newsletter. It is 100% free. Every single Sunday to your email inbox, I break down what's going on in the market. Cheat sheet of earnings, cheat sheet of all the major macroeconomic events, and most useful is the seasonality of each individual day, where I want to let you know today is neutral but kind of leaning bearish. For a lot of the time it did nothing. A couple years in the row it got beat up, but overall it's kind of a neutral, slightly leaning bearish day. Tomorrow is straight up neutral, and then to conclude the week it's actually slightly leaning bullish. So right now we're just not in the most interesting seasonality time of the year. And also shout out to Take Profit Trader. The big deal with Apex ended yesterday. So right now, TPT, Take Profit Trader, is the best deal. If you use that code Goonie, not only can you get 40% off the eval, but there's no activation fee. So if you're looking for a new SIM to funded account, and obviously I'm trading on those myself right now, here are some of my accounts. I have the Tradeify, the Take Profit. Hang on, let's write. I traded on one account this morning, testing some things out. But anyway, Tradeify, here's my 5 take profits, and then here's my funded Apex account. So here's mine right there. Like I said, if you use that code Goonie, pinned to the top of chat in the description of the video, 40% off and no activation fee. In terms of the prop firms that I trust, as of right now, this is the best offering. So feel free to check all of that out. And on that note, we should be getting ready here. we should be getting ready. Let me zoom in and see what in the world is going on. I kind of want to watch the market open. Then from there, we're going to look for major breakouts, breakdowns, any interesting options movement. Of course, I'll be showing you the flow throughout the day. Of course, we can get into what are the big players doing, starting at, surprise, surprise, late afternoon yesterday. The big guys started selling the New York Stock Exchange, which is a universe of equities even larger than the Russell 2000. There's many things listed on the New York Stock Exchange. I figure for the morning session, we could watch some of these high flyers, but if you see anything with a crazy trend or something interesting like that, feel free to shout it out. I'm more than happy to switch up what is on the chart because, of course, we're just here to see whatever the big, exciting, moving tickers are. And on that note, I think we should get going here pretty soon. Is this... Why does this seem like it's not connected? Where is my data feed? Hello? Is anyone else having a weird issue with their data? What the fuck? Hello? Did I just completely miss market open? I'm getting no data here whatsoever. Fuck. Okay. This is a strange issue. It says it's connected, but my data stopped at 9:17. All right. That's interesting. Very, very interesting. You know what we're gonna do? Fuck. Why is it? I'm just getting no data right now. Is anyone else having this issue? Same. Oh wait, you guys are comes back on probably. Is anyone else trade without data? I mean, it's literally just frozen. You can see nothing's going on right now. That's a bit of a bummer. A wee bit of a bummer. Do I just need to kill the program? Well, we popped and we dropped right there, as you could see. But hang on, let's get this. Let's turn it off and turn it back on again. The old turn it off and turn it back on technique. Anyway, dingity ding ding ding. The world's largest casino is now open. Best of luck to all. Play responsibly, and if not, have fun. Let's see if I could get my data back, team. A little bit of a data issue early this morning, unfortunately. And it looks like I am live again, but it also means I missed my first trade, which I think would have already locked in. Damn, that's a bit of a bummer. I think I would have made a bit of money right there. A wee bit of a bummer. But hey, it happens. Yeah, I definitely would have been able to make a bit of money on that opening, just on this wick, a little bullish push to the upside. Overall, we are opening up in the transition zone. That is no surprise. That is common. Remember, there's a high odds chance of hitting the previous closing value down here at 6657. High odds, not a guaranteed. There's a lot of open interest at 6660. So really what I'm looking for is a foundation to be created somewhere in here, and then we bounce off of it, take out 75, push up to 90, and push up to 6,700. I'm not really expecting the most crazy action today. I'm not really expecting a big range day by any means. Hey, if it's a big range day to the upside, I'll happily take it, but I just kind of want to let you guys know where I'm at, and I'm not my gut feel, if you will, is not telling me that this is the day to load up and swing for the fences. It's just, I don't see that many catalysts that are going to be helping us out. And we're already seeing a little bit of a breakdown of one of these. Okay, that's not the best vibes. That's not the best vibes. That's not the best sign. Are we currently targeting the pre-market low? We might be making a quick move to the pre-market low. Technically post-market. We made a low at 8 p.m. last night. 8 p.m. seems to be the extreme. We just took out this 3 a.m. low. And if you are targeting this, it's at 8:10. 8:10 would be that target if you are playing that by chance. But once again, literally this box is just the post and pre-market high, low. I did a little bit of research on these particular bounds, and the high and the low, one of them is taken out in excess of like 85% of trading days, maybe even 90% based on recent data. So if you have a strong bias, whether like a directional bias, whether bullish or bearish, those can tend to be pretty good targets because they are hit a long, like for a long set of data, they are hit very, very commonly. The trick thing here, though, is getting the directional bias right, because when we started off, we were looking pretty good to hit that one. And before you know it, we just dumped 60 points like it was absolutely nothing. Dumped 60 points like it was absolute. That is crazy. That is absolutely crazy. Where are we at? What is the ATR right now? We just jumped up to 8 points. Okay. Calm, cool, collected. No real reason to rush anything. The Qs are coming up to their closing value from yesterday. So we're kind of testing that green to red movement. SPY is still successfully in the green. It's up by about $1.14%. Across the board, coin is having a decent day right here. Baba is the biggest gainer, followed by Tesla. Tesla is getting a nice push. Coin is up a decent chunk. Hood is also up a decent chunk. Oracle is down once again. That does not make me feel good. CoreWeave, it's battling it out at that gamma level of 130. It looks like Palantir is attempting to push green. Nvidia is kind of pushing green. Micron not having the best. Tesla's doing something. Tesla's making a move. Here's a look at the options flow since market open. Granted, it's not that much data because we're only 5 minutes into the day. A little bit of a hit there in the delta. Mag 7 now going flat. The SPY, let me reload this so we can get the most recent data. The SPY is same thing. Flat, took a hit, now flat again. So both of these, a slight bearish hit out of the gate, which we kind of see here in price, but nothing too crazy. Out of the gate, the one that looks interesting is Tesla, and I could show you the options flow specifically on that. Tesla's option flow is long and strong. Now remember, it's only 6 minutes in, but right here, clearly bucking the trend of the Mag 7, bucking the trend of the NASDAQ, bucking the trend of the S&P 500, and obviously you could see that in price. Now, I cannot emphasize this enough that we are literally only 6 minutes into the day, and there's a ton of time in the day for all this stuff to change. I just kind of wanted to let you guys know where we're at in the bigger picture. Remember, the S&P 500 did hit an all-time high yesterday. The NASDAQ did not, even though it got very, very close. Crypto still looking a little weak. We have a lower high. We have a potential higher low. You have to just kind of wait and see how this stuff either does or does not play out. Alibaba, big gap up from their AI announcements. Tesla still pushing strong. Inside day thus far, would love for it to break 441 and stay above 422. Robinhood hitting a new all-time high early this morning. Coinbase, after a nice push on Thursday, 1, 2, 3 red days in a row. Let's see if it can possibly revert and get back above 336. Palantir also slowing down a little bit, but overall very evidently strong to the upside. Micron, even though it had good earnings, not looking the best as of right now, actually looking a little bit toppy. Oracle, literally as I'm filming this right now, taking a bit of a hit. Maybe it can revert back above 312. CoreWeave, we're still waiting to see if it's going to hold this breakout. I wanted to hold 127 and really wanted to hold 124, but let's see how this one plays out. Broadcom slowly but surely bleeding off after an all-time high. Apple taking a bit of a breather after a very impressive pump from 202 all the way up to 256. That is crazy. A 25% return in what, a month and 3 quarters, something like that. Very, very impressive. Nvidia doing its thing. Meta, Microsoft, not really trending the most. Not really trending the most. All right, where are we at? 10-ish points. What time is it? All right. I'm getting ready. I'm making sure the data and whatnot is still all good. Yes, we will override that. I'm just getting ready. I do want to let you know, what's that low? The low right here is 810. Not the worst target I've ever heard of. Not the worst target I've ever heard of. by any means. Let's see if we could take advantage of this. Let's see. Do I want to put a pending order up? Yes, no, maybe so. Yes, no, maybe so. Is this the right move? Is it the wrong move? Oh, I'm a little torn on this one. All right, I'll throw up a pending order.
Order submitted. Order submitted.
I'm a little worried about like the data situation this morning. Potential double bottom here on the closing value on the Qs coming in at support. We'll see if it holds or not. The Mag 7 still trending down. S&P 500 trending down, but just got a flow alert. Just got one. So that might be enough to turn this ship around. Let's wait and see. Tesla, I'd love for that to hold. Alibaba is also holding. Coin, not so much. Palantir. So the exciting individual equities, I would say right now, Tesla, Alibaba. What else do we have? Apple's trending down hard. Nvidia, nothing. Microsoft got hit flat. Hut 8 might be turning around. Open is up 7.7%. The fact that it broke 8, I mean, that one's something else. Oklo taking a breather after a new all-time high. Rigetti down 1.7%. That's kind of nothing for these stocks. AMD having a decent day, not really trending, but it is up 1.7%. MicroStrategy is trending to the upside, 1.6. SoFi slightly green, but trending down. BITX is up, which just means that Bitcoin is having somewhat of a decent day, up to 112. Honestly, on the daily chart on Bitcoin, maybe a higher low. I mean, maybe this is about to break. Could be a little bit of a bullish engulfing candle here. Maybe something worthwhile to look at. I did want to note, as we're just waiting to see what this opening session either does or doesn't do, I did want to point out, I know that there's a lot of fans in here of the quantum computing sphere. I'm talking about Rigetti. I'm talking about qubits. I'm talking about IONQ, these three, or not really IREN, that's more of a data center. So excuse me, but RGTI, QBTS, IONQ. So if you happen to be in those plays or paying attention to those plays, I highly recommend you watch an interview, kind of a debate, a bull and a bear on that sphere that just happened on StockTwits. I found the link here on Zoomer. Zoomy Zoom is the guy who reposted it. But if you scroll back, wow, this guy posts quite a bit. You can find the debate hosted by StockTwits. It's between Martin Shkreli, who is short the sector, and then Shay something, who is long the sector. And both of them are putting together their best case of, on the right side, why you should be bullish. On the left side, why you should be bearish. If you happen to be invested in those names, especially listen to this. If you happen to be trading it, it's probably still also worthwhile to just know the arguments of the two. And it does not. I'm going to let you guys know this. At least how this guy presented the bull case, it does not look good for the bulls. Martin Shkreli just completely destroyed this guy. So especially if you're considering investing in this sphere. Remember, investing and trading are two very different things. If you're considering investing in this sphere, I highly recommend you watching this, and the best bull case on the right side, the best bear case on the left side, and they are very, very imbalanced. So I'm not investing in it. I just want to call it out because I see you guys chit-chatting about it quite a bit. So I just wanted to let you know some interesting stuff that I found. And obviously, best of luck with whatever you choose to do. Tesla is looking pretty good still. Tesla is looking good. Okay. Interesting. Tesla. Hood. Coins maybe picking up. Baba, just got hit. So Tesla's holding well. How's that flow? The Mag 7 is still getting beat up, but Tesla's flow actually was looking good until 936, and now that's also getting beat up. All right, let's start with AMD. Not much of a flow. Apple, down. Broadcom, flat. Coin, flat. CoreWeave, flat and jagged. Hood was up, giving some back. Microsoft was down, just got a big pop. MicroStrategy a little bit up, now flat. Meta, jagged. Netflix, jagged. Nvidia, flat. Oracle was flat, now down. Palantir, jagged. And Tesla was up and now down. So no clear trending stuff at the moment. No clear trending stuff at the exact moment. So we just got to wait it out. See, sometimes you're just not going to have those nice trends. Sometimes you're not going to have that nice opportunity. Someone just commented, Amazon, how's that doing? Amazon, nothing special. Got hit, now flat. Literally looks like it's in lockstep with the NASDAQ and looks very similar to the SPY. Let me go back to the Mag 7 flow. Just took another hit. The SPY also tried to get going there after this flow alert, and someone just dumped on it. They bought some 0 DTE puts. Remember, if you are playing to the downside today on SPX, there is a big open interest level at 6660, literally where we're at right now. No surprise we found support there. You have technical support at yesterday's closing value of 6657. Remember, with high statistical likelihood, the chance of where you open to hitting the previous day's close at some point in the next trading session is very high. It's not a guarantee. There's no such thing as a guarantee in the market, but that is a high odds play. And then you also have support and a technical level and a psychological level at 6650. But that basically we could say this whole 5-point region is quite a bit of support. So basically out of the gate right here, target zone number 1, target zone number 2, and if this doesn't hold, I'd be watching 6620. But as that plays out, if it were to play out, you have to watch these gamma structures. We're trying to snap one right now, or at least the bears are trying to snap one of these gamma structures right now. It's 6660, and then there could is that a spread now? Hang on. Yeah. Okay. So you have actually a bit of a credit spread. Remember, credit spread and debit spread. A put credit spread, a put debit spread. They sound similar, and in reality, they're the exact opposite thing. The fact that the higher strike price is sold and the lower strike price is bought means that this is a credit spread, as in this player who's playing with about 12,000 shares, or 12,000 contracts, I should say, is betting that we end the day above 6620. That is the bet. Equivalent to sports betting, this is an over bet. They don't care if it's over 6620 to the tune of a cent or $100. They don't care. This is just an over bet. It's a binary thing. At 4 p.m., are we above this value or are we below this value? That's what this is. That's a credit spread. And specifically, this is a put credit spread. A debit spread would look the exact opposite. The higher strike would be on the left side, the lower strike would be on the right side, and that's them betting that we drop. And it's like buying a put. It's going long a put, but you have a little bit of extra protection there. So I just want to call this out. Recently, SpotGem has been doing some interesting research on this concept of finding these levels and the market, quote unquote, wanting to seek and destroy, as in acting as a magnet and people wanting to test this level. So that really, if anything, in the event that we don't hold this supportive region between 6660 and 6645, I drew like the recent statistics would show that this could be an interesting 0 DTE target down here to 6620. So I just want to bring that up to everyone. And I have a feeling that my strategy is it not gonna work? I don't know. I'm surprised my strategy hasn't fired today. It might be that data issue that we've already seen, but we obviously are seeing a wee bit of support right now. Mag 7 is trending down. SPY is doing what? Trying to bend back a little bit, but overall, we just hit a delta low on the day. Wow. All right. Well, let's see what kind of day we're about to have there, team. What kind of day we are about to have. All right, we're going to find out. We're about to find out.
Order submitted.
I think it actually worked, which I don't know if I wanted it to, but it did. So for some... No, that makes sense. I guess I'm not as confused as my face makes it seem. But for some reason... No. This one does make sense. Icarus just took this short trade. It took the intraday breakdown of the opening range, and it is targeting what it perceives to be a level. Okay, it is targeting this level. Interesting. So we are below VWAP. We are below the point of control, and the first target is where we have these buyers right now. So let's see if Icarus knows something today that we do not. It's short around 23. First target is 11, and we'll see how this one plays out. What I want to do, this reach target, scratch that for now. Don't worry about that. What I care about is when this gets hit, of moving my stop to break even. Really all I care about, I'm back in this mode of fishing of, yeah, it is short 2 contracts. If we get this fill on 1, I want to move the stop to break even. And then if I have a runner, I have a runner.
Order
all
filled.
right, so boom, taking all my risk off the table. Free play. Free play. The worst case scenario for me is I make $235, which is going to happen most of the time. Most of the time, my stop even on the runner is hit. I want to be very clear about that. I want to be very honest about it. In fact, I used to tell you guys that it was hit 66% of the time. My recent data suggests it's actually creeping up to 70. So most of the time when I'm doing this fishing-esque play, the stop even, the break even stop is hit. I want to be very clear about that. But the reason you engage in this is because, hey, it's a break even stop. You're not risking anything. So you do it because, okay, break even. And every once in a while, if you can catch that big runner, well, all of a sudden it becomes worth it because you might have a multi-unit return. So it doesn't happen that often. I want to be very clear. But the times that it does happen, you can have a 5, 8, 10, 12 unit return. And honestly, I might kind of override it a little bit here and just put it to this wick just to guarantee myself a little bit more money. But as you can see, up 600 and running. I'm just worried about this bounce off of 800. Worried about this bounce off of 800. Oh, what is 12 times 60? I'm trend following. I don't know how far it's going to go. I just want to ride it as far as I possibly can. That is the name of the game, team. The name of the game is to ride it and ride it and ride it. And I should probably cap myself at 1,500. So if this doubles up, if we go double the distance, I should probably get out. Just because of the consistency rules. 64. 823 minus 64, 59. This is the most I can go for. If I were trading my own account as in not a sim funded account, I would let this ride as far as I possibly can. But here I need to put my max profit just to deal with the consistency rules, and we'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes. I almost wonder if I have to worry about the unrealized drawdown, because remember, unrealized drawdown is based on your theoretical perfect exit, as in if you like bottom or top ticked it. So if this comes all the way back up, well, that means I'm actually taking a 30 points. So that's $600 of my drawdown that I'm losing. So that's an aspect of sim funded trading that I hate, is the measurement of like how much you're allowed to lose is off your unrealized high. Sometimes your unrealized high equals your realized high. A lot of the times it doesn't. A lot of the times, if you're trend following especially, okay, you have this realized amazing profit, it starts to come back, trend breaks, then you get out. So there's a delta between the two, and that's where things kind of get a little bit shitty. And this hit 85, so that's kind of deep. I almost wonder if I should, but it's right at 800. This is a tough one because 800, people are going to react to it, and it might fuck me up. So it's going to be a winning trade, but it eats into your drawdown, which is such a bummer. It really is. I hate it. But it's going to be what it's about to knock me right now. It's about to knock.
Order filled.
All right. It hit me. So I made money. Unfortunately, it did eat into my unrealized. But hey, that's a part of the game. Tesla's looking good. Tesla's looking good. Tesla is looking good. 85 was the first Orbo measured move. I don't do those measured moves things. I think that they're like I don't think they're completely bullshit. I think there's a time and a place for them, but they're not how I think there's better, more informed ways to do measured moves rather than just most of the time when people do a measured move, they do the high and the low, and they like you're doing some percentage of it or like a fib level of it. There's like it's murky. It's a lot of just fugazi stuff rather than like actual measured math. If you're a person who says, nope, I look at the opening range, and then first of all, the question would be, what is your opening range? Because technically there's an opening range, 1 minute, 3 minute, 5 minute, 10 minute, 15 minute, 30 minute, hour, etc. And then from there, are you doing 100% of the range from the high to low? Are you doing 50%? Are you doing 66? Are you doing some other variant? So there's not like exact agreed upon hard science on that one. But I don't know. I hope I didn't fuck myself too bad because I got knocked out at 15.85. So I just ate into my drawdown. Even though I made money, I ate into my drawdown by $600, which is not good. Not good. Not good. But sometimes that's a trade-off. Sometimes you give yourself the fighting chance, if you will, of a continuation to the downside. And I guess today was not my day for that. Not my day. But let's see. That might be the bottom for all I know. Mag 7 showing a little bit of life. The SPY is actually almost back to a delta high. So we are seeing support coming in right at the bottom of the transition zone. So we sliced through the open interest level at 6660 after support, dump, sliced through the closing value. And guess where we found support? At the next level that I 100% called out and told everyone to pay attention to. If you had a long there, that's not a bad trade. Obviously, you could basically set your stop to break even. And if you catch a reversal, great, awesome, sick. And then if you don't, you're knocked out for break even. So it didn't cost you anything anyway. So with respect to risk reward, you literally have no risk. It's a free play. It's a lottery play. Your risk is already at break even. And that's exactly why we laid these levels out. It's also a good note on why you should be paying attention to the S&P 500 as in the actual SPX rather than SPY. Because if you're looking at SPY, 662 and 40 cents is a random ass level. You wouldn't have known that this was a key level without looking at the actual S&P 500. Tesla's actually really going. Tesla might be saving my account today because I'm getting beat up once again on Oracle. I'm getting beat up once again on CoreWeave. Coinbase, at least I'm not completely bleeding, but I need Tesla to go. Tesla's Baba's the biggest gainer on my watch list, but Tesla's the exciting watch as of right now. If you happen to be in Tesla, I'm more than happy to give you those key open interest levels. Let's do a quick breakdown just in case you have a shorter term trade than I do. But Tesla currently trading at what? 438. So 435 is big support. Next target is honestly all the way up at 460. Wow. Wowzers. Is it time that I look at my account? I'm worried about the damage that's going on. Is this our bottoming? October 3rd. How's that flow on Tesla? Is it coming back? It is coming back with vengeance. All right, hang on one quick second, everyone. All right. I updated a little bit there in the Discord if you're there. Dead cat bounce. Hopefully you want this tonight. Well, that's a little bit dismal. All I can tell you, I don't know what the next traders are going to be. I can just tell you that there is support, a lot of support in this region. So if it breaks down, you do have an interesting opportunity all the way to 6620. But if you bounce, well, then you have an interesting bounce play back up to 6675. So this is a support zone on SPX. We're actually even at a support zone on NQ. Like I said, remember when I was like, oh, remember, it's common to test the post/pre-market, the overnight trading session extremes. Well, we just tested it, and now some people are starting to buy. And on that note, I'm actually really happy I got out because I would almost be back to break even. So the fact it's kind of a bittersweet thing, obviously, because right here, I mean, I locked in, but I also did give up a decent chunk of the drawdown that I'm currently playing with. So I don't know. I'm a little bit torn. Qubits has been my strongest performer in a while. Enjoy the ride. Be careful. I still very much consider all of those plays to be active trades, something to be managed, and as soon as you can, putting your risk to zero. Because I'm still very skeptical on will quantum computing even be a realistic field in the future. People say it as if it's like a given, and I just don't think that there's many people that have the industry knowledge of quantum computing. And obviously it was a hot topic in my world of just computer science. We learned about it, and I really, really question if it's going to have wide applicable use. I really, really question that. But maybe I'll be proven wrong. But anyway, as an active trade, I love it because it has great range, great volatility. Just ride it. But I just to arbitrarily be like, yeah, I'm just going to invest in this because I want to invest in this. I think that could be pretty dangerous. I think that could actually be uniquely dangerous. It's 10 right now. All right, let me wait on this one. Very quick reminder, if you want to trade with someone else's money, right now the best deal is Take Profit Trader. Don't forget to use that code GOONIE, GOONIE. When you apply it at checkout, you'll get 40% off, and then you'll also be put into a type of an account that has no activation fee. So if you want to trade with someone else's money, exactly what I'm doing right here. Here's all my take profits right there. Take profit. You can do so, and like I said, nice 40% off. Use that code GOONIE, no activation fee. I am a big fan of using multiple types of an account. I really think that's a strong way to handle some of this stuff because there are pros and cons to each firm. So I like to play them off of each other, not only to always capture the best deal, but to kind of focus on the pros of each individual account and hope that the cons in one way or another cancel each other out. So for example, I use Apex, Take Profit Trader, Tradeify, and just to give you an example of what I'm really babbling on about here is the fact that on Apex, to get a payout, you need to trade for at minimum 8 days. On Take Profit Trader, when you're in a funded account, you can get a payout every day, and there's no consistency rule. But to pass the test, you have to trade for at least 5 days. While on Apex, you could pass the test in 1 day. On Apex, you could have up to 20 accounts. On Take Profit Trader, you can only have 5. So you see what I mean, where they're similar, but there are pros and cons of each that should be considered. Pros and cons of each that should be considered. Are you still in JEPQ? Nope, moving way too slowly, and I found better tech opportunities. I think a couple months ago, I punted pretty hard with my JEP. This is for my long-term account. I punted pretty hard into ASML. When I saw like this generic bottoming thing, I got into ASML in the mid 750s, something like this. It was sub 800. So I took all my JEPQ money, punted it into ASML, and it was very, very much worth it. In fact, I could probably look that up and see how it's going right now. But it was just a little too slow moving, and I thought I saw opportunity elsewhere that I enjoyed. Love the rules on TPT, but the resets are expensive. Yeah, just don't reset. Just take the test again. It's far cheaper, far cheaper, and that gives you time to keep working on your individual strategy. But actually, I'm now that you brought it up, I really don't check my long-term account that often. I just don't think it's worthwhile to do so. Price change. Total return. No. Total percent return. Yeah, I'm up 32% on ASML from my investment. So I took all that JEPQ money, and obviously it worked out pretty freaking well. 32%. I'm not complaining about that whatsoever. That's actually a really crazy return. But once again, it's a long-term account. If I look at that stuff once a quarter, that's probably an average check-in for me. Very different methodology, very different mindset with all of it. Okay, the Mag 7 starting at 951 is actually catching a pretty decent bid right now. 951, okay. So is the SPY. And we're back at this. So we found support. If you went long in this zone, I am kind of jealous of you. I'm going to be honest. I'm kind of a little bit jealous.
Order submitted.
All right, I will admit it. I did something I shouldn't have done. I just front ran Icarus. I saw that Icarus was going to fire, but I thought it was going to fire too late. So since I made Icarus, I know exactly where it was going to fire. And Icarus was going to fire long at 50. So I front ran it by 10 points to try to get my first fill at 50. So Icarus, like I said, it was going to go long on basically the break of this region over here that you could see between 935 and 943. So I generally, when I do this, it's stupid and it costs me money. And right now, it's already making me look pretty fucking stupid. Shit. Why do I do this? Why do I do this to myself? Maybe I'll get lucky. Maybe I'll get lucky. I wanted to lock in the first one of Icarus and then let the other one go just to give myself that extra 10-point buffer. But front running it has thus far seemed pretty fucking detrimental. So your boy's going to need a little bit of a lucky recovery here to pull this off. Yeah, so Icarus would have fired at 50. Sometimes I wonder why I'm so fucking stupid. I'm starting to think my mom took a lot of Tylenol when she was born with me or pregnant with me. I'm really starting to think that perhaps she was hitting the little Tylenol bottle a bit too hard. And it's not trending in my favor at all. Son of a bitch, what is going on? This is what happens when you think you could get cute with shit. Fucks you up so bad. Son of a gun. How dumb was that? I guess I should have just waited. See, really what I was thinking about is like, okay, if it got that fill there, the risk would be even farther away. It'd be 10 points farther away. And I guess in the back of my mind, I was already thinking about the fact that I'm already $600 down on the buffer. Weak. I should have just been a bit more patient. But also, I wonder if this is just Monday morning quarterbacking. Because on the flip side, if I did that and it quickly went to it, which was a clear level of resistance and a lot of people are paying attention to it, it would have seemed smart. So like, I think sometimes you can get caught up judging the quality of your decision based on its outcome. And right now, the outcome is not looking good. I'll be the first to admit that. But had it gone right away, you'd be like, yeah, okay, yeah, that kind of like makes sense. So once again, the judgment of a trade, getting caught up in the world of just how it goes, it's not how we should be judging trades. It shouldn't be, but maybe I'll get lucky. I saw the flow was going up. Technically, I am fighting trends, so that doesn't make me feel good at all. Actually, at all. Fuck. I'm off by 20 points still. I need this to be a higher low. Son of a bitch. I'm going for a miracle at this point. I need this trend to continue, even though the day's trend has not been good. So I'm trading with this short-term trend created at 952, but I'm not trading with the established trend thus far of the day. I thought I was being smart and cute trying to ride this new pop, once again, starting at 951, 952. Like, I feel like I have a measurable thing that I base that off of, but it is not looking good, team. I need the bulls to actually step in. Baba is looking good. Come on. Tesla, lead me to the promised land. Lead me to the promised land. Why did I not just sit here? Even now, I could have had a 25-point better fill. The fact that I chased that was just so fucking stupid. Okay, so the other thing to consider is if I cut it right now, I will be down a K, and then I already ate into my buffer 600, so that's 1,500. Do I just want to hit the restart and deal with $1,000 buffer, maybe downsize and go to one contract and give myself a fighting chance of a 50 point? So I could be wrong to the tune of 50 points. So that's another option here, is I could just cut bait right now. And even though I'm really, really eating into my buffer, at least I have a fighting chance. So that's one option. The other option is basically just fucking stick it out and see if it works. But the whole sticking it out, see if it works, this is, we just put in a lower high. That does, I like need this to bounce like pretty fucking immediately. Or a third option is closing one of these, and then whatever goes against me, it's not going to be 2x the speed. That's another thing, is I could keep it, and that's kind of in the middle of like, all right, be less risk attuned, but still a little degenerate. I could always cut one of the contracts, and then that's inherently going to double how far this can go against me. And if there's some sort of bounce back today, I can play it or double down. Juan brings up a very valid point. There is always that other option of doubling down. I like where your mind's at. Dude, what is the flow doing? I mean, it's strong. The Mag 7 flow is picking up. S&P 500 was picking up. It's taking a little bit of a breather right now. Fuck. A little bit of a breather right now. Tesla's looking good. Nvidia did bounce, giving a bit back right now. Apple's flat. Microsoft is flat. If Nvidia could pick up and Tesla's going, how's Meta? Meta got hit. We just need some of these big tech plays to show a little bit of life. We need some of these big tech plays to show a little bit more life than they have been. Fuck. Folks, I'm grasping for straws at this point. I'm grasping for anything. For anything. I fucking top ticked. What a stupid mistake. What a dumb, stupid fucking mistake. Oh, well, this is very quickly turning in from a good trade to a stupid, degenerate gamble where all of a sudden you're praying to the market gods. But I mean, even to get this thing started, I need this trend line breakout. Even to get this party started. No, hold it. Stop. I might have a little support in here, 800, 805. See, the issue is we keep battling it out. Yeah, so even buyers are here at 805 and 800, but let's hope they don't want to get clipped first. I want it to recover above this point of control. I need it to take out 25. We have some sellers there. A little trend line breakout right here at 20. Little trend line breakout. We got right up to 20. Is it? I'm on the 500 tick. We got pushed below all the EMAs, just pushed above. We're playing with fire today. I don't know why I'm being so stupid today. I need to see a psychiatrist or something. I need to see a mental health professional at this point because this is questionable. Nvidia just got a bid, which should help me, or it's helping me somewhat. Tesla's also looking pretty decent. Come on. Come on. Let's get miraculous recovery. Let's see if Mystic Mac can pull it off again. Go, 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 go. Wouldn't have to sweat so much if I wasn't eating into my drawdown. I should probably move my stop up to here because at least that's survivable. That's 800. No, that would not be survivable if I take that hit. Remember, you have a... Come on. Had I added one on that breakout, it'd be close to being at least at break even, and then I could have scaled out one just to give myself another a bit of a buffer. But had I gotten in, I don't know, 20, 40, 80, 90, 30, yeah, my break even would have been 30. So had I gotten in another share at 20 here, I could have scaled out of two of these and just been at long one at break even. But obviously that would have been increasing my risk. It would have been a degenerate play, but in that one circumstance it would have worked because it seems like right when that happened, Nvidia caught this bid. All right, Max, I mean, I'm on the right side of options flow. Like, this isn't the craziest thing. It's not like I'm just arbitrarily doing it and seeing nothing. Like, no, I saw a big bottom here and I'm seeing the Mag 7 pop. I mean, if you look at what's going on with Tesla, the options flow is popping. If you look at what's going on with Nvidia, the options flow is waking up. Apple, a little bit of a pop. Microsoft, I'm just looking at the big guys, also a little bit of a pop there. So, like, it's not like completely stupid. It's more of a question, is there going to be follow through? The SPY just popped, but it's having a heck of a time getting back above 6660, which is, look at support, breakdown. Now it's turning into a bit of resistance. So I was early to the play. I don't think I'm necessarily wrong. Inverse shoulder, head, shoulders. I probably should be moving my risk up. There's no point in adding one here. It's too close. There would be no point in picking up that risk for no reason. I was just, damn, why did I chase it here? I should have at least waited for some sort of structural pullback. Even if I went long here at 23, that would have been far better than 39. Like, why did I let myself chase? Even this breakout, 31, like the fact that it was green, and then I was like, oh, this is a good idea to chase it for no fucking reason. So dumb. So dumb. So dumb. I challenge you to find another trading streamer who is dumber than I. There's a lot of things that I'll be humble about in this world, but in terms of who deserves the gold medal, the first place trophy for the dumbest streamer in the entire sphere of financial content streaming, I'm not going to be humble. I take that. I take that 9 times out of 10. 9 times out of 10, you will not be able to find a person live trading who's dumber than I. You won't. Folks, you can't do it. You cannot do it. It's a challenge that many people have attempted to face, and they simply cannot. They cannot handle it. All right, back to break even. I'm wondering, all right, the stop should probably be moved up. But if this hits, the accounts are dead anyway. So this is what I would be doing right now had I, if I'm trading my own account. But because of the unrealized drawdown, you either need to go really close or really far away. Those mid-range ones are brutal. Cup and handle, nothing like praying for a cup and handle when you're at the top of the cup. Fuck me, dude. Nothing like praying for a cup and handle Oh, fuck a duck. What time is it? 10. Where's the flow? It's flattening out. I need that to keep and SPY. Some people, we have some profit takers right at this level. So I need a legit breakout. So on these accounts, it's a 50-50 flip right now. We just came up to a very important key technical level, and it's a 50-50 chance of a breakout or a breakdown. Mag 7 went flat. SPY, you have some profit taking. So basically, like I said, 50-50. 50-50. Oh, my data. I have another computer running over here that is allegedly tracking market internals, breadth, trend, like vol, all that stuff. And the same issue I saw this morning. Is it really that far? Yeah, it's just pause. So I can't even get those readings. Okay, is this working? All right, big players allegedly have not done anything today. What about bookmark? Okay, this is working. We are just hanging out at the point of control that just moved up. It moved up from 15 to 32. My long is at 40. So I need it up here just to be break even. And then the VWAP is about 47. Tesla's looking good. Nvidia's looking good for sure. My play is looking like a double top rejection. Fuck. My play is looking like a double top rejection. So we did get a little bit of a flag breakout that led to this. And now I guess for the second time today, I'm praying for another flag breakout instead of a double top that sends it all the way back down here. Come on. What's the flow telling us? The Q's currently pinned to their closing value. Tesla's looking good, though. This is giving me a bit of hope. And the Mag 7 flow is still going. Granted, it's mainly because of Tesla right here. But the Mag 7 is popping. The NASDAQ is flat. At least it's not dying. And the SPY, it is a little bit of a downtrend right there. It's just, it seems as if we're having a real tough time getting above 6,660. So we've been here for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 minutes. Now looking like a potential rejection. Uh-oh, maybe the play was to get out one at break even. And then just on any drawdown, I had a shot. I just feel like no matter how you could have misplayed this, I've misplayed this like 100 times. Come on. I just need this break right here. Support, support, support. Vomit. Rejection. Rejection, 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 rejection. Maybe we can find support right here, continue with this trend of higher lows. That's the issue, though, is if you're bullish, you don't want to get in at the high. You want to get in on the higher low, and that's the major technical misstep that I took today was I got in on a fresh high when being bullish rather than waiting for a higher low because it minimizes your risk, obviously. But now I'm just praying. I'm praying, I'm praying, I'm praying. We're getting desperate, folks. We're getting desperate. Oh. Well, that changes everything. I wasn't anticipating that one. I was not anticipating the magic 8 ball to say that I should hold it. Well, that kind of changes my outlook on everything. Not anticipating that in the slightest. unless the 8 ball is run by Citadel and they want me to lose. That's another thing to consider. Another thing to consider. Who owns the Magic 8 ball? That's what I'm saying. Who does own it? Maybe instead of should I hold it, because we don't know if they want me to make money or not. Will I make money on my current NQ position? You may rely on it. Okay, folks, this is getting deeper. The drawdown's getting oddly painful, though. Oddly painful. Oh, we're cracking that. This isn't good. Nasdaq's taking a little bit of a hit, but look how strong that is. SPY's taking a bit of a hit. It's because people started buying puts at 1021 right here. Calls are kind of flat. It's these puts started to right here 1021 0 DT put delta dropping. People are buying puts. They might be buying to open. They might be buying to close. We could tell you that better when the data like settles today. But I could tell you from 1021 to 1024, 3 minutes of hell for your boy. SPY going down. We just saw a little bit of a pop. All right. Do we have some buyers coming in here at the closing value? This is a key level. This would technically be a higher low, but what I need is a clear break and push above 6660. And if anything, I'm looking for it to take out 64, the high from 943. It is a higher low, but an equal high. So we have a succession of higher low, higher low, higher low, higher low, higher low, same highs, wide range. We're talking from 840 down to 805, a 35-point range in the current. Jesus Christ. Can I have nothing nice in this world? Nothing nice in this world? Man, Juan was kind of right there. In retrospect, had I doubled down on this breakout at 1013, I could have gotten out of 3 of 4 because I'd be doubling up from 2 to 4 for break even, and my average would be lower, and I would just be swinging 1, and it would be a lot more manageable. So like, as much as we all joked about it, a lot of ha-has and a lot of hee-hees, the end result is that actually would have been, obviously we're Monday morning quarterbacking, but the end result is that actually would have worked very, very nicely. And right now, it is working the opposite of that. Fuck. Am I really just going to sit here and pray? Like, is that my actual technique? I mean, I'm surprised here because this mag, look at that flow. One of these is wrong. Either the Mag 7 is about to pop in price or this Delta is about to get fucked. But all I could tell you is specifically Tesla is mooning. Tesla is mooning. Which, it sucks that I have to make good plays just to pay off my fucking Apex bill. I do have Tesla calls. Today I'm up 12K, but the net, which is the important numbers, up 13%, up 4.2. 32K bet for me. Very large bet. I'm probably 2x the size that I should be. I just kept averaging, but hey, can't complain about this 12K return. Maybe I should take some off the table just because I am green, but I suppose I could take it off and pay for these dumb fucking Apex accounts if they blow out again, because I'm such a dipshit. Look at that flow. AMD down, Apple down, Avago up and flat, Coin flat, CoreWeave down and flat, Hood down, Microsoft flat, MicroStrategy just caught a bid, Meta just caught a bid, Netflix flat, Nvidia down then up, now flat, Oracle down and then flat, Palantir down and now flat, and Tesla just up, and away. Up, and away. I don't know what to do here. I'm looking for a miracle. Every single, we just try to get going and it's just getting smacked. We do have a higher low on the SPY. We do have an equal low on the Qs. We're in this fucking purgatory, this 3-point range in between the open interest level of 6660 breakout, and then we keep finding, we're overshooting it, but we are finding support at the closing value. We're just in this super incredibly tight range, and on one hand it breaks in my favor to the upside and I make money and I don't lose my counts, and then on the other hand it breaks down and very, very rapidly I do lose money. We're flipping a coin. We're playing a dangerous game of flipping coins, folks. Fuck, that's not good. Look at how fucking strong that is. Oh, it just keeps wanting to go. Juan, do I double down? Where's my boy Juan at? He gave good financial advice earlier today, and I'm wondering if he feels as comfortable about giving financial advice. If you identify as Juan, please stand up, because my financial health is now within your hands. I need you to tell me what to do. Juan, I need you, buddy. I need you, buddy. Where is he? Madre, see. Oh, brother, why am I so stupid? Why do I do this to myself? Well, I know why. My mom took way too much Tylenol. Way too much Tylenol. Nope. That one wouldn't have worked. I was about to. And I would already be extremely pissed off. Fuck. I feel like that's been the word of the day. Dude, I'm already eating into this buffer so bad. Nvidia, yeah, right here. People are taking a little bit of their profits on Tesla running into this gamma level at 440. But more impactful is Nvidia just puked 50 cents in about 2.5 minutes. And right away, the Qs took that, yeah, right here, a little profit. I can't blame them. It's just unfortunate that as it rips, price does nothing. And as it dips, price takes a huge hit. I just can't fucking win on this one. Shit. That was so stupid. I cannot get over how fucking dumb that was. What is my problem? How do I want to handle this? I mean, now it's, yeah, we officially took out these lows. Like, it would have to be one of those, like, oh, wow, that was a crazy fake out breakdown. And, like, assuming that you're lucky enough to benefit from, like, some adverse move like that, not a smart move. Yeah, it does happen. But it's just, if you're banking on things being fake outs, generally it means you made some poor decisions elsewhere. So, can it happen? Yeah. Is it looking good? Absolutely fucking not. Absolutely not. Jesus. Basically, we're at 800 right now. Here, I can show you this. We're at 800. I just need this to hold. I need this to be a little fake out flush. And I need buyers to step in. My only fighting chance right now is that people want to buy at this psychological level. And I can't even take like the hit of it going to the intraday low and bouncing off there. Like, I literally need it to be a higher low. I need it to very quickly come back up to this little order block here that sold off. This little block of trades. 23. I needed to very rapidly recapture 23. And not break 95. Someone just dumped a size right here. You could see it, Mag 7. Someone sold their calls for this Friday, locked in their profits, most likely on Tesla. I could double check. Yep, right there. On Tesla, they locked in their calls. And that literally one player locking in a group of calls for this Friday on Tesla is what caused the SPY and the Qs to have that hit, because we're kind of in like a lower liquidity point right now. How fucking crazy is that? How crazy is that? And what's crazy is actually this comeback right now. Come on. Let's not speak too soon. Let's not speak too soon, but maybe. Dude, if I had the balls to buy right there on this recapture of 800, I'd almost be back at break even. Just every single time Juan tells me to do something, I'm not doing it, and it proves to be the right decision. Come on. I'd feel way better. 27 is nice for a technical breakout, but with respect to the block that got hit right here is 23. So pushing 23, I'll feel good. Pushing 27, I'll feel like I actually have a real shot here. Maybe before, when I said, hey, those miraculous like fake out breakdowns, it seems like it was a little bit of profit taking on Tesla that people were like, hey, that's cool. We're more than happy to buy that back up. Anyway, that's Tesla. There's the Mag 7, and here's the S&P 500. The SPY trend could be a bit strong. We're still just having an issue at 6660. That's the pain area. So if you're a bull, you want that breakout. If you're a bear, you want that defended. This is the battle zone right here. And then from there, it does open up the shot of 6675, the top of the transition zone, which, as you can see right about here, well, it was a transition, 6665. It's getting a bit smaller now. So 85, but it's smaller throughout the day. 6685. People were playing 70. So 85 and 90 is becoming important. So I should probably update this to be 80, like 87, like right in between that. All right. That's the breakout level target, 75 up to. And why I'm doing that is right here. You could see some people, like, maybe it's a spread. It could be independent positions, but you could see people have sold calls at 85 and they have long calls at 90. So that's why I just moved it down ever so slightly down to 87, roughly halfway in between. But that's not going to matter if we don't get it. Like, that's at this point a fucking pipe dream. I need this breakout of 60. We're just getting pinned right to this closing value. We've been there all day. There's nothing more than the purgatory. absolute fucking purgatory of range bound trading when you're trading with way too much size in the futures market on a fucking sim to funded account. I just feel like such a dipshit. Such a dipshit. Come on. Need a little bit of luck. I need this trend that we saw to keep going. I need this trend to return and this current downward trend in the SPY to absolutely stop. I guess I could just set an alert here. Like this is getting to the point where we're just watching paint dry, folks. Like we're either breaking down or breaking out. We just got to wait. We just got to wait. I'm trying to discern anything of actual utility from the options flow, but even that has gotten to the point of doing nothing. Come on, pop it. All right, maybe if we go to the 3-minute, things will seem less chaotic. Less chaotic. Have I ever told you guys I fucking hate manual trading and I don't know why I put myself through this? I don't know why I do it. This is so fucking dumb that I'm even attempting to waste my time doing this. It's way too stressful. It consumes way too much time. It's not as profitable. Like literally every single aspect of systematic trading is better. There is not one thing of systematic trading that I find to be worse off than manual trading. It's more time efficient. It's more profitable. It's less stressful. There's no revenge trading, tilt trading, emotional risk. Like just across the board, it is better. It is. Grows gray hairs quickly. Dude, today alone is probably going to fucking take a couple years off my life. And what's crazy about it is it's all happening, not even because something is trending against me. It's because ever since 9:55 we're range bound and I have to awkwardly sit here for the better part of an hour and wonder if the range is going to break in my favor or not, because I thought when I took this recovery play I was like, oh, V shape, and then from there it's like, no, actually in reality, like at this point in the bottom left, if I show you this screen, oh, we puke, maybe we bounce and we're going to recover, maybe get back up to like 599 or something, when in reality, surprise, we're going nowhere. A whole bunch of, even on the Qs, like on the SPY, if I show you this, it's like, oh, okay, we puked, we overshot, we have a chance of a rebound. And then in reality, we're just going nowhere. Absolutely fucking nowhere. Oh, which, to be fair, that's an unknown. You don't know if you're trending or not. And because it's an unknown, Jesus Christ, this is getting bad. Because it's an unknown, you have to kind of always like assume the worst, which means you have to have proper risk management. And a gazillion times thus far in this show, at least on that position, I showed you that I'm doing something fucking stupid. The only smart thing I did was not really touch my Tesla and just let this thing cook. I've had that for a bit. I need 800 to hold again. We are once again there. We went up to the top of this breakout, or like when someone dumped that little Tesla position, we recovered all the way back up there, and then that actually then acted as resistance, and now we're back to 800. This is hell. This is my hell. This is my fucking hell. We're at 800. This is going to be just enough to fuck me up. Just enough to fuck me up. Knowing my luck, it's going to go down just enough, wick me out because of the drawdown rule, and then it is going to, from there, probably explode and hit all the targets I wanted to anyway. I've seen this story play out far too many times. Far too many times. So if you guys are looking for a signal of when to go long, I will let you know when my accounts blow out, because that's going to be the perfect opportunity for you guys to go long. Bitcoin getting a little bit of a breakout there. Oh, Bitcoin looking decent, actually. Okay. What is today's date? Okay. Okay. Bitcoin's doing its thing. Edit order. Sorry, I'm looking at actual stuff in my swing account, which is going to be a little bit more important for me than my day trading bullshit. All right, if you're in the Discord, I just added a play here that hopefully is worth it. Hopefully. Bitcoin. They are talking about the Clarity Act. Oh, so maybe people like that. Maybe. New home sales came out at 10. Marvel got a big bounce this morning. Huh. Okay. The more you know. Where's my shit at? All right. Someone, point of controls 15. If we can take that out, that's good. But there are a group of sellers trying to dump at 20, and there's a group of buyers at 90. If it hits 90, I will have effectively blown out. But if we can take out 20, then maybe I have a shot to even getting back to like a manageable position. This is, like I said, turned into my fucking purgatory. Technically, we have lower highs, but we also have now higher lows. So you could argue that's a bit of consolidation. Oh, if I go long here, it would bring it down. But then if it turns at all, it's going to fucking blow me out. So I can't do it because I'm trading like an asshole. Gotta be better. Gotta be more disciplined. Gotta not do stupid shit. Tesla is at, I mean, it's holding that support at 435. Is that where it was? Yeah, 435. 450, 460 are realistic targets. I mean, we're at 440 and people are reacting to it. But from an options perspective, it's really not that special of a level. It's really not that special of a level. Bitcoin's still going. I'm up only 2K on this shit. I wonder if I should just take it because it's fucking green, man. I'm having a rough go. What about this one? Sad thing is I need this up. Like, I need the Qs to go up $1 just to hit that. Every single time you're like, oh, it's showing a little bit of life, smacked. Shows a little bit of life, smacked. 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 But to be fair, it's easy to look at this in a super dismal way. Every single time it gets hit, it does bounce. Hit, bounce, hit, bounce. So this is a tough trade for longs and for shorts. I could see if you put yourself in the shoes of the other party, if you had an active trade, I think both sides right now are ripping out their hair saying, what the fuck is going on? So maybe that's a healthier way to look at this. Here's a look at the Mag 7 flow. It is flat. The NASDAQ was getting hit up until 941. Then we got a bit of a pop. And then the SPY is doing its thing. The data finally just turned on and a gazillion alerts were popping off. I'm sorry if the mic was picking that up. Hopefully it was far enough away. It wasn't, but I just silenced that computer because it was going ding, 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 ding. So if you heard that, my apologies, my bad. Look how range bound today is. This sucks. This sucks ass. All the Dawn chain traders are probably like, hell yeah, man, this is exactly what we want. All the Dawn chain traders. Why am I betting on a reversal right now? Like, what the fuck? We're knocking on the door of 660. Maybe we get the breakout. Does the Magic 8 Ball know what's up? Is the Magic 8 Ball leading me to the promised land? Magic 8 Ball? Come on, buddy. This is pain. Look at out. That's a sea of red, brother. 1200. If I get out right now, I'll lose half my buffer, but then I have half my buffer to still work with. So do I hold it and try to go break even? Do I hold it and try to get this money? Because by the time we get up there, what's the chance of a triple top? Or are we just going to turn right here because the momentum is still down? I mean, there's so many ways to look at this. The momentum, bearish, bearish, bearish. Momentum, bearish, bearish, bearish. Like I am fighting, like we puked this morning. Like I feel like the fuck's going on in my mind, man? Bitcoin's catching a bid. We're right at that breakout level. Support, support, vomit, rejection, rejection. Undershoot, shoulder, head, shoulder. We're trying to invert that, and now we're gonna find out. Are all these guys gonna take their profits? Are these little baby bitch boys gonna lock in their calls here at this key level? I don't blame them if they do. It's unfortunate because it would fuck over my position, but I don't blame them. They're playing key levels, and that's what you should be doing. So all the power to them. I'm just salty about it. I'm just salty about it. Damn, this is just not. Bitcoin's going at least. And Tesla's holding that 440 level. It's turning into a psychological level, but as of this morning, I'm telling you, there's not really people playing the 440. It's kind of actually a dead strike, as in just not many calls or puts. Maybe a little at 450, but the big one is 460 with the high vol point at 470. So my best estimation of what's going on here literally is just people are like, oh, that's a $10 round value. Bitcoin's catching a bid. Wow. All right. Bitcoin. BITX has an upside gap fill to 57 basically. Maybe something to watch if you're bullish on Bitcoin. There's actually another one up to 59 as well. 59, 57 could be interesting. BITX is a 2x leverage Bitcoin ETF, but in reality, here's Bitcoin. I'm seeing this higher low. You could argue, but hey, man, that's either a double top high or it's lower highs, and you're 100% right. But the same caveat here is you could argue this is a higher low, so your risk is literally just 111,000. Be nice though if it could take out 115.5. Would be nice. Would be nice. Hey, if you haven't already, help me fund my fucking day trading gambling addiction, and don't forget to use that code Goonie when you're checking out on Take Profit Trader. TPT right now offering the best deal, 40% off, no activation fee. Use that code Goonie. Nothing like enabling a gambling degenerate, you know? I just want all of you guys to know that every single time you use that code, you're not helping a thriving business. You're not helping a family in need. You are enabling an addict. You are 100% part of the problem. So if you too want to be part of the problem and be like, yeah, dude, if you want to be like when the history books are written and you want to be the person who's like, yeah, I was involved. I was part of that problem. I made that worse. You could do that. this could be your day where you're like, fuck, I was not part of the solution. I was the problem. If that's the side of the history book you want to be on, boy, oh boy, do I have an offer for you. Every single time it starts to look good, my dreams get stolen. Right there. Cool. Higher low. Awesome. A clear higher low. Awesome. And then just double top rejection. Just the Nasdaq is not getting any fucking follow through. Bitcoin's getting a follow through. But even here, Tesla back up to 440, smacked again. You can see it on the 1 minute, like perfectly. 440 destroyed. At least Bitcoin's catching a bit. Even this, we almost got above 60. So support, rejection, and almost rejection, now seemingly turning into a fake out breakout. This is dog shit. Yep. The second they try to get above 660, calls get sold, puts get bought. They waited right for that pop, about a 2-point pop above, and they faded that level. So there were players at some point, whether it was before 10 or somewhere in here, clearly they were targeting that level, because anyone who's paying attention is going to know that that is, in fact, a very key level. I mean, it's screaming at you in terms of the open interest at the start of today. So the assumption was that other people are going to react to it. So they reacted to it. And because people reacted to it, other people reacted to it. And then before you know it, you have a self-fulfilling prophecy, a very rapid self-fulfilling prophecy. And that's what happened, folks. Jesus. We're not trending anywhere. Bitcoin's trending, Tesla's trending, but the Q's, nothing. The SPY, nothing. What a painful fucking day, dude. Bitcoin, is there something going on with Bitcoin right now? Like news that I am somehow missing? Because it's like seriously trending. I own Bitcoin. I've been interested in it for a while. 4 hours ago, that was Tim Cook. Are you guys seeing any announcement there? Maybe CNBC. Was there like their political thing? Lithium, no. Seasonal, no. Nvidia and Oracle struggle. Don't want to hear that. OpenAI, Nvidia plans face U.S. supply chain reality check. I'm not seeing anything evident. If you guys are. Bitcoin, look at that daily chart. Hell yeah. Why can't the Nasdaq? Why can't everything just look like that right now? Make our lives easier. Dude, this is... Come on. Fuck. There are some buyers at 95. There's more buyers at 90. More buyers at 90. Motherfucker. Yep, it's going to hit that. That's going to, right beyond that's my blowout point. It's going to hit that and bounce off. Dude, I've seen this so many fucking times before. So stupid. No one to blame but myself. Why did I try to front run it? I told you, it's going to hit that level. We saw it. Hit this level and bounce off. What literally just happened? It's just where you had a bunch of sitting buyers. Fuck me. So stupid. So stupid. Oh, this makes me want to put my fucking head through a wall. So undisciplined. So fucking retarded. Stop swearing. Hey, Larry, why don't you go fuck yourself? How about that for stop swearing? How's that for an idea? Feel free to file a complaint. We'll get back to you in 2 to 4 business weeks, but I can already, based on previous interactions with people who wrote complaints, the answer is probably going to be to fuck off. Most likely, it's going to be you can go fuck off. But maybe this time is different. You never know. You never know what the HR department's going to say. You never know. But the odds are not looking good for you. Odds are not looking good for you. Don't take Tylenol for your headache. I know. That's where we're really at. That is unfortunately where we are deeply at. If only I just stuck to the exact math that I knew works. Like, that's the dumbest part of all of this. That's the dumber. Andre, a lot of wasted time for me on your channel. That's a bummer. If it makes you feel better, you're never going to get it back. If it makes you feel better, time is the one thing that you will not be getting back. So I'm so incredibly happy I could have wasted that for you. I am so happy that that is that one precious commodity that you will never ever be able to retrieve. It's gone. No matter how much you cry, no matter how much you succeed or make, I have now captured that from you. I have captured that from you. Need more fanny packs. Are you talking about when I raised $20,000 for St. Jude? Quick question, Larry. Have you ever done anything with your life of like any note whatsoever? Need more fanny packs. It's like, okay, how much money have you raised for charity? Sorry, I'm a fucking genius marketer and raise money for kids in need. Sorry, I've done something good. But valid point, Larry. You seem like a really smart cookie. I'm almost wondering if instead of taking Tylenol when your mom was pregnant, when you were born, did she just like force feed you alcohol as like an infant? Just curious. Feel free. Feel free to answer. Feel free. Not rhetorical. Not rhetorical. The crowd does want an answer. I asked you to stop swearing. Yeah, and I told you we're going to get back to you in 2 to 4 business weeks. You just have to file a complaint, but I'm letting you know based on recent interactions with people who complain about the same thing, most likely the answer is going to be go fuck yourself. I mean, maybe it's different. I don't know. I'm just letting you know how it's played out before. Like, you're being the weird one for me just trying to help you, but I don't know. Go file a complaint. Maybe something different will happen. Maybe it'll be a little bit different. Man, I'm trying to come up with a better metaphor to help you understand this. Okay, say for example, I asked you to stop being such a giant fucking pussy. Good shot that you can't stop that just the way I can't stop swearing. Sometimes it's just an aspect of who you are. So maybe just something to consider. I think with that metaphor, you can put yourself in my shoes of like, oh, okay, like the way you just happen to be, for whatever reason, the psychosocial development of a toddler who's now on the internet and you can't handle anything without having your helmet on. Same thing goes for me, brother. Just can't stop it. Sometimes you just are what you are. Sometimes you just are what you are. I did one thing. I asked you to stop swearing. And I asked you one thing. I said, Larry, can you stop being a giant fucking pussy? And here we are. We're both just at a standoff where we refuse to change. We're just both at a standoff where we refuse to change. Matt, on your long-term investments, do you sell call and put premium on it? Well, you wouldn't sell put premium unless it's cash secured. I haven't done that. Once in a while, I'll do cover calls, but I haven't recently just because of how high we are. Stop talking shit on your followers. Why? My real followers understand what I'm saying, and they specifically don't want to have to deal with, I don't know, fucking people who have jelly-esque spines. You didn't ask him. You told him, oh, that's a good point. Larry, could you, for me and the larger community, stop being a giant fucking pussy? Is that something that, you would consider for all of us? Name calling. Well, to be fair, I didn't call you a name. I just explained exactly how you're acting. I said, hey, you're acting like a bit of a bitch. I'm not calling you a bitch. I'm saying you're being a bitch. I think it's a transitive property, if you will. Transitive. So by asking you to stop swearing, you go on tilt. Not really on tilt. I'm just pointing out the fact that you're a grown man trying to tell another grown man what he can or can't say. Which is interesting. I get it. It seems like in your life you might have a daddy, but I just want to remind you that I am not your daddy. As much as you might want me to be, this idea of trying to tell a grown man what he can say, it's fascinating. I'm almost wondering if just the emotional stability you have due to hearing a word, maybe it means that the stock market's not exactly for you, you know? Well, if a word entering your ear canal causes such an emotional outburst from you, maybe putting your money on the line actively in the market, probably not for you. Probably not for me. Larry's a rum chatter, maybe. Larry, it's okay, man. Larry, I get it. You're having a tough day. Larry, you're having a tough day. And just remember, you can always come back when you're not being a bitch. You're always allowed back there. But maybe you got to protect yourself from yourself, you know? Larry, grow the fuck up. Damn. He's not getting it, man. He doesn't get that he's the butt of the joke right now. I mean, without Larry, we would all be bored watching the market do nothing for the past hour. So boring. Bitcoin looking good. Tesla looking good. Nvidia. Where's Nvidia? Nvidia not looking good anymore. It was trying to fight back. Meta popping. Hood popping. Coin getting a little bit of a pop. Coin's looking good. Tesla caught a bid there. Maybe we're quadruple bottoming here. Maybe. I gave you some ratings. I have no idea what you're talking about. I gave you some. What the fuck does that mean? I gave you some ratings. What? Larry. If I got caught up on the opinions of a dumb fuck like yourself, I wouldn't get out of bed in the day. You know? Let's admit it. You're a failed trader. You got fucked up by AMC. You drank the Colts Kool-Aid. You think I sold fanny packs. That was your best attack on me, when in reality, I've raised tens of thousands of dollars for cancer research, and the most you have amounted to is capturing my attention for 10 minutes. Larry, you're a stupid fuck. It's all right. Not every, like, I get that it's told to you in this world that there's all these great rounds of participation trophies, but it's just not the good way to be. It's not a good way to be. You're just a dumb fuck. It's all right. Some people are going to be dumb fucks. It's all right, buddy. Larry, I'm going to be a nice guy. If you send me your address, I'll send you a helmet. I'll buy you a helmet. I'm not even going to crowdsource it. We don't even have to do a charity donation. I'll just buy, I will happily buy you an adult helmet because I fear that you're in dire need of one. Like dire need of one. So yeah, just whatever. Email it to me, send a carrier pigeon, do whatever you need to, but happy, I'll even send some stickers because I'm in like a good mood with it. I'll even get you some stickers to put on top so everyone can see how cool you are. So just, I don't know. I don't know if I want to necessarily spring for a custom one, but I'm happy to get you like a generic one. Happy. Like, I think that'd be nice. Larry keeping the Tylenol rumor alive. He's definitely keeping the tampon business alive and well, that's for sure. He's definitely keeping those tampon sales up. I kind of want a helmet now. We all do. 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 Give him a fanny pack so he can store his tampons. Hot take, Cotton. Maybe it's bold enough that it might work. All right. The Qs just made a fresh low, and we are coming up to that low from yesterday. The SPY is looking close, but actually not that close to its low from yesterday. So we're going to see how that one plays out. We're going to see how that one plays out. Coin is trying to hold, Tesla's trying to hold, and Bitcoin is just chilling at 113. Interesting. Well, we're still range bound, and now unfortunately we've been range bound all morning, and this is getting to the point in the day where now we're back to 85, which is what we saw really early today. We're under the opening range. Interesting. Yeah, we're right at here. Maybe we bounced. We overshot it a little bit. This is the overnight session low. We puked to it early this morning, bounced back up, found support there, tried to bounce again, got rejected, tried to bounce, put in a lower high, and got smoked on it. Got absolutely smoked on it. Interesting. What's the flow look? But see, even on this, it's a weird day because the Mag 7 got a big pop and we're holding. The SPY did get a decent pop, and actually now it's just quite a bit of profit taking. You could see why we're going down is like, yeah, there's a bit of put buying, but it's all this call selling. This 0 DTE call selling. We went from $1 billion down to, we lost $1 billion. That's minus $1 billion in that delta movement. Jesus. So right now, random ass Wednesday, but what's ruling the roost is 0 DTE flow. And the 0 DTE flow try to recover. They didn't get that follow through. Could not hold 6660. Got rejected. And now you're looking, will there be support at 50? And there totally could, and we could easily bounce off of it. This is a region of support. If it breaks, I'm looking at 6620. If it bounces, you're looking for the return back up to 6660, and then 6675 is how I would look at the overall situation. But honestly, at this point, like, we've done nothing most of the day, and now we're getting into a very quiet part of the day. I would highly recommend just being like kind of careful, sitting on your hands, not doing much, because we're not seeing much interesting trend. We're seeing drop across the market. Yeah, things like Tesla had a good push this morning. Bitcoin's giving a little bit back now. It had a nice push. Coin is up because Bitcoin's up. Robinhood hit a new all-time high. Meta's looking decent. But across the board, things are a little bit quiet, so probably no real need to do anything too special at the moment. Maybe just wait, come back for the afternoon. Speaking of which, we'll be posting that update video later on today, and then tomorrow's Thursday, so we'll be streaming in the morning. There is a GDP report, so maybe we'll start early, maybe we'll start at 9. I guess just pay attention to the news on that particular front. That's what I have for you. Best of luck. Obviously, stick to your trading plan. Don't do what I did. Don't go over leverage. Don't just trade from your gut. Stick to your actual trading plan. That is your best odds of success, obviously. I hope you make a lot of money. I will catch you guys later on today. Peace.